Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pirates of the Red Isles. I am your host, Wuten, and today begins Chapter 3. Last time on Pirates of the Red Isles, the mutiny went swimmingly. Went according to Keikaku. Keikaku means plan, of course. The mutiny ended up with no losses. There are a couple of prisoners down below decks, but ended with the victory of the party over the tyrannical Captain Plug and First Mate Scourge. And after a harrowing combat against them, harrowing for them, of course, our party sets off on their own. So, let's see here. Let me slide y'all in here.
Didn't we lose Sly though?
Huh?
Didn't we lose Sly though? The
Slippery Sill? Yeah, but,
Sill.
you know, you
It's
also
not our
lost
loss.
Captain Plug and First Mate Scourge.
Losing Syl was our loss. I thought that was on purpose.
Those are
No, it wasn't on purpose. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
it wasn't on
you
purpose.
did good, Ryuuko.
Yeah.
I was to
So-
say, I thought I split that bitch in two on purpose.
You did, and fed half of it to the sharks.
Good.
The other half will be off
Take
the
my
head.
fucking money. I'll take your goddamn shins.
So, for those of you just tuning in, this is our pirate campaign for D&D. This is
Hello.
something that we do on a bi-weekly basis, and it's fun to be had. So, many ships that sail the Castrovan seas, such as the Man's Promise, were crafted by hand in shipyards throughout Algerian. Though the ships of the same type are similar in attributes and size, they each have their own look to them, which the practiced eyes of an experienced sailor can recognize in the dark by the silhouette alone. I would like the party to either roll me a knowledge local check, a craft ships check, or a profession sailor check.
Looks like it's
Good.
profession sailor.
All right.
Yep.
Give me a moment.
Bless you.
Okay.
Sweats.
Let's see. Saphyrus and Aesop so far.
Roll.
Um,
There it is.
Ryuuko, go ahead. Roll me one of those 3 checks.
Yeah. Sailor.
Sailor.
There we go. I don't know. I'm rolling as well as I feel.
Oh, okay. So, Saphyrus and Aesop, you will know that successfully stealing a ship and hiding it from its owners requires more than just a name change and a new coat of paint. There has to be a complete rebuild of the superstructures and rigging in order to change the way it looks. Such an overhaul is superficial in nature and changes none of the ship's characteristics, but it does give the ship a different appearance and lines so that even someone familiar with the original ship can only determine the falsehood after several minutes of careful study. Changing the identity of a ship in such a way is not cheap and must be done in secret, or word would quickly get out of the ship's new identity. Powerful free captains with their own home ports are able to do such modifications in their own private shipyards and dry docks, and captains with access to skilled carpenters and shipwrights, Valen, among their crews often make such changes far out at sea away from the shipping lanes or while beached on some distant shore. But not everyone has access to these sorts of resources. As a result, a side industry of
resort, we're
sorts
getting a
has grown
resort.
into existence at remote locations throughout the Isles and just beyond its borders, where captains can find discreet craftspeople willing to do the work quickly and with the promise of silence for the right price. So, we call this squibbing.
That's the word I was looking for.
Unsexual.
Hey.
Also,
You squibbing, I squibbing,
quick
we all
thing.
squibbing.
Thank you, Zachary, for the $50 super chat. I hope you are enjoying the stream, and welcome to 2022. Okay. So, another obstacle, perhaps the most important, remains: the matter of sailing within the shackle, in the Isles. Sorry.
Close enough.
Even if the player characters manage to remake your ship into a new vessel that will not be recognized by Captain Harrigan or his associates, you still face the prospect of being a new ship in pirate waters with no reputation to back you up. The free captains of the Isles have a name for this sort of vessel: prey. So, let me get a knowledge local check from someone in the party.
Sure.
I do not have that one.
I do.
I do.
Hell yeah.
I do well.
Ooh.
We need people with more brains. There we go.
Well,
And I am immediately outdone by everyone else in attendance.
No, you are. No. All of you that rolled made it. Unless you want to constantly fend off attacks from your fellow freebooters, you have to make a name for yourselves as pirates along the fringes of the Isles in order to be accepted and respected as peers among the other free captains. But in order to establish this name and acquire a reputation, you must accumulate both the loot and the infamy by performing acts of piracy. It's important that you achieve high numbers in all of these attributes, as pirates with a high infamy score but not much plunder will be seen as merciless and cruel raiders, interested more in brutality than profit, and will thus be accepted by few and trusted by none. While a lot of plunder and low infamy will mean that other pirate crews will see you as fresh meat just waiting to be butchered and looted. So, going back to the subject,
one, and then kill them when they come to kill us.
True. So going back to the subject of the dry docks and squibbing, you are... Let's see.
so which one of us is navigating?
I can do a bit of navigation.
Do you have a map, perhaps? It might be very helpful for us to know where we are going.
Well, I was hoping that Scourge would have handled those.
Yes, I had a couple of ideas in that respect.
So, on that note, those of you that took a look in the captain's quarters between sessions noted that after a little bit of searching around, inside one of the lockboxes, there was actually a proper navigation map that it seems that Captain Plug was using to navigate. However, seems that they have run aground somewhere. But on this map, you see that doing a couple of calculations based on where you went off course at the time, you're about 100 miles south of a dry dock called Rickety's Squibs, as we move over to the map.
Ah. Now we're getting
As you can
somewhere.
see, I've done a little bit of drawing here to sort of show what your journey has taken you to so far.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Take a little look at the bottom
You can
there.
see up in the
you'll
upper left
see-
corner, that leads up into Vera and Kyonin area up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll see
And a little further south, that's Razortide territory.
Yep.
Yep.
Farhaven.
So we're outside the Badlands, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
So, about 100 miles north of you. I'll go ahead and do a little arrow here. See, Rickety's Squibs on the map. That is clearly marked by hand. This is a this map is has various markings on it, but this one is in particular one that they were. It seems like they were trying to head towards at the time, but after the storm got knocked off course, and of course crashed into the coral reef.
My goodness, what a ways off. What do you lads say? Incompetent to the storm?
Both.
Both.
Exactly what I was looking. I love you guys. Exactly what I was looking for.
So, it should the journey to Rickety's Squibs, if you choose to take that route, is about 2 days travel. Your boat is able to move a total of four hexes per day, so about 2 days worth of travel would be about as much as it takes to get there. During that time, you are free to, if I remember right, you were wanting to sort of like interview some of the crew that you were wanting to talk to on your way.
So there's probably a couple of things that we should do. So
Yes.
I think we should finish fucking organizing some things first. There's a pin here that has a bunch of treasure that we had. Did we do anything with that? Did we just lump that in with our plunder?
It's all in the ship sheet. If you go there, it's all listed out. Everything that has not been claimed has been put in the to sell pile.
Yeah.
Over in the
ship sheet.
cargo passenger section. Yep, I see it. There we go.
Yep.
So that means we can get rid of. That means we can get rid of that pin. Then I assume.
Where's the ship sheet?
It should be
It's
pinned
in the
messages.
pirates chat.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I took a look at it.
Before you remove that there, Wuten, I just wanted to make sure that you already removed it, but did Solar still have the whale skull? Is it written on your sheet?
I remember discussing it, but I don't think I was holding on to it because it was very heavy.
Well, and that was
Well,
the
you
one
can-
that was
yeah, you
all
can-
spells, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go ahead and put that on your sheet. Just set it as weight 0, you know? And just just put in parentheses on the ship.
Okay.
Because I was going to say, first off, one of the things we should do during those few days would be to have Valen sit there and start trying to write some spells from the whale skull into his book, and then me and Ebony can copy out of his book into our alchemy books, whatever we're able to.
Well,
I was going to say.
Yeah, I already had 2 spells from it, which I already took, I believe. I'm just trying to see which ones they were.
I was going to say, this would be the perfect chance to do any spell crossing and any sort of crafting started if anybody has anything.
Yeah, So here's a question: would it be easier if I shared my spell list, my spell book, in chat, and you guys can see if you can cross anything over?
Once you learn the spells, like we'll probably just ask Wuten, like, can we just do that over the course of the next 2 days and just figure that all out now, and then we can do all the other roleplay stuff as well.
As long as you have the gold pieces for performing the scribing, yes.
I think the big problem is going to be gold, because we have all the items, but we don't actually have. So
Yeah.
we have to sell the stuff first. We might have to wait until we get to the port to see if we're able to sell anything. So.
Yeah, I think it might be better to wait until we have money.
All right,
yeah.
that's probably fair.
So here's a couple of questions from the captain's end, plural.
Yeah.
One, something that Rudy and I had talked about, I think, at the end of last session was, is there anything else on the island that we want to spend some time getting off the island, just, further plunder? There was at least one area we didn't visit. 2, with what you were saying about the squibbing, Wooten, if we go to Rickety's squibs, what's the likelihood that we'll be recognized, and is this something that Valen can either start or just complete before we get there?
So the thing with squibbing is that part of the payment for squibbing the ship is the oath of is the promise that they will keep quiet about it, because a lot of these dry docks that are around the Isles are used by other free captains, and so these dry docks, part of their part of their profit margin is keeping quiet about those ship squibs, you know.
Understood.
It would also make sense because if it became common knowledge they were squibbing ships from your fleet, you'd be rightly pissed.
Exactly.
You'd think,
and,
yes.
you know, oftentimes these dry docks aren't exactly equipped with a military presence because they're trying to keep quiet and lay low. So if for whatever reason they decided, oh, you know what, I'm gonna rat about this other person's ship, it's kind of a big deal, you know, and free captains will quickly hear about that and not take kindly to it.
Right.
Fair enough.
The other thing in terms of like locations on Bone Rack Isle, not really a lot of things to gather at that point. You guys did sort of go through all the locations that I had lined up.
We didn't check my crashed ship, but I didn't mention anything about it because I was specifically avoiding it. So
Yeah, rather avoid another plague.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah, no kidding.
it might be a better idea just to move on at this point because
Was there
not-
anything?
no, you go
sorry.
on. You go on.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to mention that there is also still potentially a Grindylow presence on there. I know we got some of them, but I remember there was a potential idea for that.
I know we got a big haul after we beat the queen, but for some reason I'm stuck on the idea that we might have left some plunder on the beach for some reason.
Yeah,
I think
just
we got
the
everything.
fields.
We didn't go in the fields. That's true.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, where the scarecrows were, I think.
Yeah.
We specifically avoid that.
Well, the only argument that I could make for potentially going back there is if our food stocks are for some reason spoiled, if they went bad in the same incident that hit the water supply, anything like that. And I don't think we've established that
just
yet.
fine on that. A lot of
Okay.
the so the galley is in the backside of the ship, and the only part that really got damaged was the front right hand side, because that's what
Gotcha.
hit the rocks.
Okay. Perfect.
Quick thing.
Mhm.
Would I be able to claim from the cargo the doses of oil of Taggart? Would you guys
Go for it.
mind? Okay, I looked up what it is. Essentially, it's like it's a poison
Mm-hmm.
that makes you unconscious. So, you know, you never know if somebody has a bit of an issue, I can put them to sleep and just be like, nope, here you go. And they just fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm sorry. Where's
I
the
want to go to
list of
bed
stuff?
tonight.
One at a time. What?
Oh no, I was just asking. I apologize. Where is the list of loot? Which tab is this on here?
So it's
It is
in
the first tab.
the ship sheet in cargo and passengers.
Oh, okay. God, I was looking at all the different tabs before
I get
actually
it.
looking in the bottom right corner. Okay.
okay, I have written the oil of Taggart on my sheet, so you can
Okay.
pull it out
I
there.
will take care of that.
So, and then I might have some roleplay once everybody's ready to go, and whenever you want to slot me in. So,
Yeah. I did also have a RP to do with Hana, but yeah, same. Slot me in wherever.
and then we'll worry about getting all the spells off of the whalebone into your book once we've sold things and we've split the loot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Again,
I
just
will also
one final
say.
thing on that.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, one final thing is I did mention earlier. I'd say Valen would probably be willing to tell you what spells he has in his spell book if you guys wanted to see if there was anything in there you could translate over already.
Mm-hmm.
So
Would he want anything in return?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll be
Continue to
making
plot.
potions anyway, so I mean, you'll get potions, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Mutual agreement. But I'll
So, a
post
couple
that in
other
chat if
things.
you want.
Thinking about it in character as Saphyrus, I think after everything that's happened, he'd probably propose that it might be better to not risk another Grundylow revenge for slaying their queen and GTFO for the time being.
Yeah, I was thinking. First I was gonna ask. This was on the same day after we just defeated them, or
This
after?
is
Because
you mutinied the day after you defeated the Grindelow Queen.
no. I mean, if we're talking this on the same day that we defeated Scourge and
Oh
Clock.
yes.
Yep.
This is sort of like during the, like taking inventory of the proper ship. Or the ship
Okay, no,
proper.
never mind. I'm still passed out.
You're fine. And then I wanted to make mention that I already actually talked out / hashed out the RP situation with Luna this morning, and Nagaina would accept the Master at Arms position.
All right, good deal.
Sweet.
But you will note that there was a lot of hang on, she used a lot of big vocab. Let me look up the word. That it was not without
Protest, I'd imagine.
well, it was protest, but some oh my god, what was the word? It was like
Big word.
something about how you like try and sell something to somebody with charm and all that. I think it starts with a C.
Haggle? No.
Coercion?
Coerce?
Coercion.
Not coercion.
Arthur?
I don't know, but anyway, you heard a lot. You probably heard a lot of Hana would have probably been there, but the rest of y'all probably heard a lot of cussing and a lot of Saphyrus charm talking into the deal. So
Was there
Gotcha.
a reason that she needed this much convincing?
just because she was very, and Hana, you would have been here for this. It's because she's not really a lead, like she doesn't really see herself as like leadership material, and is more of a type of everybody should be able to fend for themselves. And Saphyrus is basically like, really, because you've become quite chummy with our friend Valen, and even saved his tail a few times. It was one person, just back and forth like that.
Gotcha.
So
Remind me
TLDR,
if she
she'll
has
take
the
the position.
Okay.
And if I remember correctly, Ulki has not been informed he's gonna be the boatswain, correct? The bosun.
He's going to be the Master at Arms.
We discuss all this before we take off, most likely.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have objection to being the Boaty's Wayne?
There you go.
No. But I think he has not been told because I remember he just passed out after the combat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ulki out here being the Bruce Wayne.
Seriously. Seriously.
Good. Brilliant. All right. Well, with that in mind, I believe y'all were taking 2 days. So, I assume that y'all are heading up to Rickety's.
Yes.
I
Okay.
believe that's
So
the idea, yeah.
during that time, were you guys wanting to do the discussions with some of the crew that were, whether or not they were sticking around or not?
Yes.
All right.
I think so, yeah.
Move us over to Demands Promise. All right. So who's the first victim?
Well, do we want to start with the prisoners, Guti?
I think it might be more prudent to talk first with some of the folks who would be more who we know would be more willing to help us, like some of the former crew of this vessel.
Okay. So all the ones in white down at the bottom.
Yeah, maybe not like each and every one of them, because I know some of them have had a little talking to so far. But for instance, like I think the ones we know the most about are him, and I think Ulki's had a good talk with him as well.
Yeah. Well, we could, you know, you are the captain. You could just collect a subset of them and just say, hey, we're going to be going to a port. If you want to stick around, we'd love to have you, but...
I guess, since I know there are certain mechanics to the game, Wuten, could we have a chat with a few of them at once? Or?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
At this point, it is your... Up until they if and when they decide to leave, they are your crew. Therefore, you are able to interact with multiples of them at once, I would say.
Okay.
So if you're wanting to speak with the entire group there, you're free to do so.
Hana as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
This gives me time to organize my stuff.
Yeah. So
Okay.
at
let's
some
start.
point during the sailing along to the dry dock, you pull aside the former crew of, and actually I'll go ahead and bring Broomdoll as well. You pull aside the former crew of the Man's Promise. Floor is
Well
yours.
then. Imagine that a lot of you have all had quite a hectic past several days, I can imagine.
That's
I hope
certainly
none of
putting
you-
it lightly.
And I certainly hope none of you were injured earlier during the mutiny, I hope.
Broomdoll speaks up. I mentioned to them beforehand that things may get rough, and that if things came to blows, they were to stand aside, and whoever ends up winning, which luckily it was you, we would go ahead and follow them. It seems to be how the pirates do things around here, so...
Indeed. Though that being said, we do follow down the trails and pathways of wanted men, let alone already having targets on our backs, much as I said earlier today. So, since we want to be as fair as possible, I thought we might have a little chat and get to know what each of you might specialize in, so that we can get to port proper, and if need be, say any potential due farewells. If this is not if this is not a free life you would choose to lead.
Yes, what the captain means is that, unlike previous leadership, we have no interest in holding anyone here who does not wish to be on this ship. Anyone who wishes to leave when we next make landfall would be welcome to do so. We can certainly find other crew to replace them. But we would hate to see you go without having had the chance to speak to you properly and make a case for ourselves, so let you know that we are open to the suggestions of our crew. So if you have any thoughts or suggestions or things you would like to share with us, obviously you can approach us at any time.
Broomdoll will pause for a moment. Well, I've already assumed the role of sailing master for you, so I'll turn it over to the rest of my crewmates here. It takes a couple of moments to let any of them speak their piece. Takes, let's see. Let me pull up L Eventide just pauses a moment and asks, "You plan on having anything to drink on this ship?"
In so much whenever we can keep ourselves well stocked. Hell, I was just telling Nagaina earlier, he says, turning to Hana, and I'm pretty sure Plug and Scourge probably have their own private stash who might be able to break out with a lot of us.
Yes, I think it would be very fine to share the spoils with the crew.
Well, you've got yourselves a brewmaster then.
His eyes light up.
L is now helpful.
Okay.
I mean, that was the one thing. I spoke to her and I was like, I could probably get you some alcohol. If we get you alcohol, you think you'd be cool with us? She was like, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're boiling water over there, you say? Maybe I can help.
It's medicine.
Look, anybody who's had a leg removed on the high seas knows brandy is your best friend.
I mean, I may well.
Yeah, can we work that in? Well, I mean, like they say, brandy on the high seas is your best friend.
Well, you've got my
Well,
blade then. Kroll will crack his knuckles. Are we gonna be fighting any, We're gonna be, pirates then, huh? You, need an extra pair of, burly hands? As he sort of,
Every hour.
like, flexes his fingers.
Every hour of every day.
And you've got mine to, do with what you wish. And, Kroll is now helpful.
We got a crunk.
Koros will say something in Orcish. Do any of you speak Orcish?
2 seconds. I will see if I happen to be in the area.
I unfortunately do not.
Hana and Saphyrus, you do not speak Orcish?
Sadly not. Nope.
I'm gonna assume I'm not there. So
You could always
just-
wake up the one who does.
We gave you the rest of the
Broomdoll
time off to
will,
snooze. Yeah.
I gave you the evening.
Broomdoll will quickly translate. What is
nice.
your position on slaves, Hana, Saphyrus?
We'll have no truck with them if we can avoid it. We know that there is at least one slaver aboard, and I don't think he will be for much longer.
Indeed. I think the only time we'd ever I think I might find myself investing in some is to purchase their freedom and potentially welcome them aboard as free folk.
He will do a approving grunt and will nod at Broomdoll. That means he accepts.
Very good.
And let's see here. So last things left are a singular elf with the green elf with just spots and just boils and stuff. It doesn't look very healthy.
I think he's got
So,
scurvy.
you're the new captain, sir?
That I'd be.
Oh. As long as I get to carve some faces up every once in a while, I'm totally fine with that. Not any of this crew, of course.
I was about to say, as long as it's not among our numbers, then
No, I'm not that. I'm not that barbaric.
well, considering the folk we may be having conversations with soon, there's a fair chance I might call on you.
I might,
I'll leave it as an option should negotiations not proceed by my terms.
Well, I'll keep you to your word on that. And Nilvol is now helpful.
All right.
And finally, Seer Ebendart.
Oh, the cutie.
Oh, he's hot.
Oh no, he's hot. Oh no, he's person from Gwent. Shh. Anyway, it's a Gwent card. So of
thought
course,
it
since he's from The
Did you know
Witcher,
you're a card in a
everyone's
video
hot
game?
there. So we're pirates then. I suppose you will be going after merchant ships then.
We'll have to see where the wind takes us. At the moment, we're going to see whether we can, well, we're keeping our options open.
Well, we'll see where that leads you then. For what it's worth, I'll stay along just to help out where I can. And Seer is now helpful as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a good card boy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good Gwent card boy. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Good stuff.
I think things are moving along quite nicely. For what it's worth, it's good to have a bit of calm after all that we've been through.
We'd like to keep things as stable as possible moving forward. As we've seen, morality aside, there's no point in antagonizing your crew.
Mm-hmm. Certainly. Well, I'd better get back to the wheel of the ship. Make sure that we're all going on the same heading. As he makes his way back up. I'll just put him right there for now. All right.
All right, Captain? Captain?
So, who's
Yes.
next?
Yes.
Who's next?
Oh, I thought that was Cygnus trying to address me. Well, what do you think, Cygnus? I think one of the main ideas of addressing the captives is for the two on the bottom. For these two, I think. Well, I mean, we'll speak as normal, but I think it should be under the presumption that they'll want off. But
Yeah.
we should also try and weed out info for what they were trying to do, for what Plug and Scourge were trying to do, since they all seem so tightly knit,
Agreed. I think an interrogation would not be a bad thing. You may also want to spend some time, at least as far as my recollection extends, speaking to Owlbear and Shavika. I believe we said Shavika would not be welcome on the ship after we made port. And I believe Owlbear told someone, possibly Ulki, that he wanted off. Because he was tired of being, everybody's pet. Yeah.
The ship's
Well,
mascot.
that I did think of that, but I also feel like I think Saphyrus also would want Ulki there for that conversation as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to have a conversation with Ulki and give her after waking up.
Sure. And since he's asleep, essentially, right
Yeah.
now, we can save that.
Mhm.
Well, lead the way then, Captain.
Okay, I'm gonna bring along Snack Boy for this one.
Okay.
And I guess bottom of the ship, let's go.
All right.
Down
To
to
the
bilges. Do. Making your way down.
Well, everything seems to be in working order here.
Yes, fortunately. Repairs, at least, were conducted successfully while we were on the island.
No more leaking water. And not many rats either.
Just 2.
Ha ha ha. I get it.
So, let me pull up there.
By the way, just curious, do we like just get rid of rats, or do we actually just sometimes take it to the kitchen? I don't know.
No, you just kill them. They're usually like
just
diseased
throw 'em
and
overboard.
shit.
If you're
Okay.
that desperate for food, maybe, but we
We're
shouldn't be that
more
desperate.
like to catch fish than eat the rats.
No,
Yeah.
probably a good source of meat.
Yeah,
If
not
you
when
want
they
to eat
literally
them, by
carry
all
a
means.
plague.
Exactly. You
Alright.
can have first dibs, Ulki.
I want
No.
you to understand that majority of plagues in our time were before our time were spread via rats.
Mm-hmm.
Rats and fleas.
Mhm.
I do not want to eat them. That's why they have such a connotation.
Okay, so coming down to the bilges, you spot Tam and Aretta both tied fairly tightly and up against the wall. They do seem to be mulling things over as you make your way down. It's likely that you're the first ones to come visit them since they regained consciousness after falling unconscious after the fight. Or during the fight, rather. The floor is yours.
Okay.
They seem to be quiet amongst themselves.
I see you're awake. They caught you the Empire caught you at the border trying to cross now.
Oh my fucking god.
No, that's Northern Campaign. That's coming.
Yeah, that's not
Holy
That's how it's
shit.
starting.
You were caught trying to cross the border, right?
Can I be the horse?
Wait a minute.
What?
How are you more of a furry than I am? For God's sake.
No, I just want to be whipped. It's more of a masochist thing, if anything.
Get
I'm not
some
a
good rest
masochist.
down
I
here,
just
did
want
you?
to test my body's limits.
I hope you're well rested, because it's going to be a while before we hit shore next.
So, Scourge and Plug are dead then, I take it.
Very.
They are. But I'm not so... Though... Perhaps it's the greenhorn of the... Perhaps it's my sea-tide greenhorn within me that's not... That doesn't make me the type of person who likes to be... Who likes to murder and punish outright. Punish with murder outright. So, I thought since... I thought it better to spare your lives since... Well, considering what was going on in the background, money certainly talks. So I thought we might have a little tete-a-tete.
So what do you want?
Well, two things. First thing we'd like to know is, since you were in the in crowd, as it were, for if you happen to know anything about what Scourge and Plug were thinking to do, striking out on their own as they did, considering how terrifying a man that, oh my god, Harrigan can be. It's quite the risk to take. It's quite the step to take.
You'd think they would share anything with me. You're more naive than I take you for.
Then why follow? Wouldn't that just be as naive, if not more so?
What choice did we have? They're the captain and the first mate. They're the ones that had the power at the time, and since they've fallen, I suppose that position now falls to you.
That's why we're here.
Well, Then it looks like you're our captain now. I have no allegiance to Plug or Harrigan or Scourge. Fuck, I hated Scourge. I just put up with him.
I think that speaks volumes to a lot of folk aboard the ship.
You'd be surprised. There were a few that were part of the original crew that were rightly angered that Plug managed to get the position of first mate as quickly as he did.
He was Harrigan's son. It was only natural the bastard would do that.
Even bonds forged by blood are not as strong as those forged in battle.
An interesting choice of words, considering you were just battling us.
Mm-hmm.
So, for my part, speaking alongside the captain, what assurance do we have that the next time that we go into battle, you won't join the opposing side?
What sort of...
If you see them as the stronger.
Even if I were to join in fighting you on our own ship, what sort of death sentence do you think that gives me? I saw what your fish friend did.
Hi.
I saw her
Syl
cleave
earned her
Syl in
grave.
two. And yes, I was angry at that. But what would you have me do? Do you think I can stand up against that thing?
A knife in the back is worth 2 in the chest.
And a giant fucking sword across your waist is worth just as much. Your assurance that I would not stab you in the back is your guarantee that your fish friend won't cleave me in two.
Well, I think starting off here,
Just barely.
it wouldn't exactly be prudent of me as the new master of the vessel, to outright go about punishing folks straight out of the gate. So, I would like to present the option to you like I have some other folk for the moment. Had you the opportunity, what's next? Addressing Areta. Addressing Areta first.
Specifically, since we will be making landfall in short order, would you prefer to stay aboard the vessel, or would you prefer to leave? And if you leave...
I have been a pirate for about 5 years. Before that, I was a lady of the streets. I prefer this life over whoring myself out to the land folk. I'll follow you. With your assurance that we will gain plenty of plunder and stick it back in Harrigan's dirty face.
Of that you can be assured.
Then you have my rapier.
Very good.
Very, very well.
Areta is now helpful should you choose to accept her back into your fold.
Okay.
Might have to have a chit-chat with some of the others, just letting them know, but...
Okay.
I mean, I always tried to work with her. It's Ulki that might have issues. She still have his teeth.
To be honest, I might have issues
and
too.
if you are and so willing, he'll probably mention that too. If you are and so willing to aid us, I'll try and make sure that we'll try and keep things smooth between you and our other companion.
Yes, though
See that-
I will say that I would encourage you to make as many amends aboard ship as possible. There are a number of people who are not particularly happy with you at the moment, I would say understandably. Prove yourself useful, prove yourself willing to make those amends, and you won't have any further trouble from us.
And to go off of that, I will not tolerate what we had, the practices we had before. I will try and keep. I would see my crew be equal to each other as their next man.
All
We'll
right,
see how
well,
long that lasts, but for what it's worth, I will try to make amends where needed.
I'll pose the same question to you, Tate. What's next?
Well, I don't really have much choice now, do I? You're giving me either go off to work on the land or continue serving under you? I'd probably serve under you.
And what can we do then to set aside any sort of past grievances? After all, Cubados then kind of slithers around, like kind of coils around, so his head is like on the other side of Saphyrus now. This one, I think, did. I believe this lad did. I believe my companion here did save a life during that first Grindylow attack, after all. He understands the purpose of camaraderie and the necessities to survive.
He strokes his beard for... Well, no he doesn't, because he's pinned.
I was going to say,
Never
with what
mind.
hand?
He can't live with what?
He imagined stroking it.
He's imagining stroking it very hard right now.
Someone stroke my beard for me.
Is that a euphemism?
It's a dwarven euphemism.
Oh my god.
I have a something. Just once, I'd like to punch that wizard that blasted me with that ray. Just once. Just a singular punch, and you'll have me as a crew member. Just a
Hana
singular
looks to
punch.
Guti.
You look
You're
beyond the
Captain,
screen.
it's your
for me.
choice.
Let me go speak with him.
I may need to run this by him.
Well, you're the captain. It should be your choice.
Also something I'm getting used to. Right. You'll have to forgive me, Tate. That's not exactly not exactly something I was expecting to do. What's I'm looking for here? It's not exactly a proposal I was thinking I'd have to consider on day one. On the day one of the job. But... Right.
Life's full of surprises, especially when you get as old as I am. You learn to adjust and make do with what you can get.
Well,
on that note, Solar,
yeah.
Are you okay with getting punched in the face for the good of the crew?
Well,
Medkit.
You were willing to
Medkit,
jump into the fucking mouth of a shark. Like, come
Yeah,
on,
if
man.
you can get eaten by a shark, you can take a punch from a
Hold on.
dwarf.
hold on. So, I'm assuming Hana has come to me to ask me this.
Yes, I scampered up the ladder when this was posited.
Okay. In that case, well, while I'm more than happy to take a blow to the face for the good of the ship,
That's all we needed to hear.
Long as you
Hold
need
on.
it. No.
Hold on.
You agreed. Too late.
Let's go.
What I must make a point of is if we really want to let them stay on the I have much more concerns with that. They've proven themselves perfectly capable of betraying us. Surely, Hana, you can see that they're perfectly capable of doing it again.
You will get no argument from me, but the captain has decided to extend clemency this once. I believe this is their one chance to redeem themselves. And in Tate's case, if he lays a hand on you again after today, I'll kill him myself.
Me too.
Yeah, I think that's something that Saphyrus would have probably unobtrusively made clear.
Mhm.
Right.
Like,
It's just a single punch. What do you have to lose?
Yeah, not,
My
in a world
teeth.
with healing,
Virginity.
in a world with healing magic, what do you have to lose?
Exactly.
Virginity.
Okay.
True.
Valen gives this some thought. He says, "Well, you have my thoughts on the matter. I'd rather them not be on the ship at all, but well, if it's the captain's choice, I will trust in Saphyrus."
Think of it this way. You need as many able hands as you can get on this ship. I'm an able hand.
And if
sorry, you're not in the room.
And if Valen agrees to this term, then it's the only time that hand is going to lay a finger on another crewmate. Is that clear?
Crystal. And trust me, we dwarves know a thing or two about crystals.
So I understand.
So, make your choice, Valen.
Yeah. It is your choice. You don't have to say yes.
Yes, this is the captain leaving it entirely up to you.
Oh, don't say that.
He will be. Yeah, he'll be like, you know what? I'll bring him upstairs for that. Hold up.
Bring him.
I know Hana's already talked it over, but it's like.
So, are you cutting Arena's bindings free, then?
I probably would have while Hana was still in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was me. When I stepped forward, I think that was
Okay.
the implication that I was cutting her loose once she agreed.
Okay, these are my thoughts. You know my opinion that I would rather them not be on the ship at all. I think it's a threat to the ship entirely. But if you and Saphyrus believe that you really want to keep them on the ship, despite that, then I will take a blow to the face.
Areta made a good case for why she was coerced into working with Scourge and company. Tate is a simple man. He wants to work.
Right.
It may also be worth considering that he is less of a threat to us on this ship than being allowed to go off and find Harrigan and tell him what he knows of us.
Agree.
Well, not
Keep
if
your
you...
friends close and your enemies closer.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of just hear Valen mumble, "Not if you maroon him."
Yeah, Valen's just like, well, if we fucking killed?
I'm being very honest here. If we killed him, this would solve all the problems. But if you want them on the ship, he can have my nose.
Man, Valen has power for 1 second. He's already trying to kill everybody. Jesus Christ.
He is nothing if not a pragmatist.
I literally am true neutral. This is the most logical thing to do.
And I've made it abundantly clear, chum, that let me put it this way. He made mention of how he wants all hands on deck, but he made mention of how all hands on deck and how prudent that would be for our vessel. But I made clear that if Valen accepted this proposal, it would be the last time his hand lays any sort of face value on another crewmate. Because if he does, then he'll awaken one night to a painful stab from Hana, right in the neck. That is how you do things, right?
The bow and arrow, but, I'm skilled with these. She twiddles a dagger between her fingers, and then leans in close to Valen. Listen to me. If it were up to me, we wouldn't have a dwarf within 1,500 miles of this ship. But it is not purely up to me, and I am deferring to his thoughts on this matter. If you ever have a concern about him, I encourage you to come to me.
Shivers.
Hana, do you want to talk about your issue with dwarves?
We can talk about that later.
It's like the Wall's issues with drows.
Mm-hmm.
Drows I understand. But drows I understand because they're fucking drows.
Yeah.
But with Hana,
so many things were said in that sentence.
Dwarf. It's just him at Nessingwary that she has an issue with.
Anyways.
Anyway.
To unpack there.
There is a lot to unpack there, which Valen will note and stuff under his hat for later.
A fine hat it is.
Mm-hmm.
Storage
Just call yourself Logan.
Not quite that big.
Big hat.
Big. But not big.
One day it will be big.
One day. You do have craft wondrous items yet, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One day?
One day. So, what was I going to say? Otherwise I would encourage you to keep a very close eye on them, because I certainly will. But if that's what you want, so he says, looking at Saphyrus, then let's get this over with. And he takes off his hat and he passes it to Hana.
Hana looks at it for a minute and then puts it on.
It's a big hat. Like, how big is Hana?
It's time.
She's 4 foot.
Dun.
The real cat.
Falls over her eyes.
See image?
Yes.
Tate!
Tate.
Talked it over. We mulled it over a bit, and, well... Flow is yours, Valen.
Good to see you, Tate. How have you been?
Oh, been better. So, Captain agreed to a little agreement, then?
Yes, and so have I. I want to make that perfectly clear. So, I want to get your word on this personally. With you punching me, everything that has happened between us stays in the past.
Everything's resolved. That's how we work.
Very good. And in that case, you can expect no more rays of enfeeblement from me. And with that,
I trust that you'll be aiming those at the other ship, then.
Indeed.
All right.
And then
someone cut my bindings, and we'll get this over with.
Valen will draw his scimitar. Oh, Valen was going to
Whoever's going to do it.
Valen just draws his scimitar and just haphazardly cuts it and puts it.
All right. You will
Go on then.
stretch a little bit, do a little stretching montage thing, and well, this is all things considered. I didn't even think the captain would agree to this, but well, since you're just gonna sit there and take it, And it's going to be... I'm going to go ahead and just auto-hit, so it'll be just... Oh,
Jesus!
And Valen, square in the face.
I need to repop that jaw back in the socket.
Can I roll a fort save to see if I fall over, please?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
That'd
go
be
ahead.
cute.
Let's see how well Valen does.
Let's see it.
Be a man, be a man, be a man! Be a man?
I'd say.
You're a man.
I mean, a
You
buff-
take it.
a
You're
buff-
still standing.
You're a man, Harry.
You're just, ooh. But, ooh, it stings. Ooh, it stings. You probably have a nosebleed, and you're probably missing a tooth. But you're still
Wobbles?
standing.
He wobbles, but he doesn't fall over. And with one hand covering his mouth, he tries to offer the other one to Tate.
Ah, right. Captain, you got yourself another able hand. And with that...
Before you go upstairs, then, if you don't mind my asking, between you and Areta, did either of you know Shavika very well?
Oh, aye. Yeah, we knew him. What about him?
Did like how do I phrase this?
Yo, your friend is a slaver. How do you feel about this?
is slaver.
Did you meet him aboard the ship, or how
of
often
course.
did you how much did you know about him?
Well, I knew that he was former original Wormwood crew, and well, he was a slaver. He liked to talk about that sort of thing. But other than that, he didn't really go on too much about his backstory.
Simple man.
Yeah.
Like to have slaves.
He just likes slaves.
Simple.
He's just a simple man. He likes having slaves, and
Yeah.
you know,
How
he
you
likes
do?
the sound of whippings and all that shit.
I mean,
Duly
I like
noted.
when it's on, huh?
Duly noted. Thank you.
Hey
Why
there,
are all
tell
these
me,
fucking things
why'd you
videos?
attack me?
Goddamn.
Anyway, so Shavika, after mentioning that, makes his
Got
way upstairs to crew decks. All right. So, Valen, you are indeed missing a single tooth.
Oh man, y'all are gonna start a club.
God.
Don't worry, I have a few shark spares.
It'll regrow if you get healed, as I recall.
No,
Just drink
no, it
milk.
won't.
No. Okay.
It won't.
You're gonna
You
need
have to
some
have
regeneration magic for that.
Uh,
Oh.
But it is
Okay.
something that he can pay someone to cast on him, or learn himself later on.
I may eventually have access to some things like that. Maybe. I'm not sure. It may be beyond my power. I don't know. But if it is within my power, you can bet I will find out.
Thank you, Aesop.
You're welcome. Speaking
Alright.
on that, I guess I might as well take my turn.
Yep.
So at some point, I'm going to end up approaching the captains. Excuse me, Saphyrus, you are the captain, yes?
Ah, music to my ears.
Well, I appreciate you all taking me along with you when you back. Well, it would not have made a very great home.
I imagine not. No, we were there for even shorter period than you are.
Fair enough. And of course, so long as you all need a doctor, I'm more than happy to sit there and ply my trade aboard the ship here. Besides, it gives me plenty of space to continue the research I was aboard the Infernus for in the first place.
Yes. So you might need to tend to Valen's face. Anyway, what else?
Oh, what happened? Did something hit him in the face? Or
Yes, a dwarven fist.
Attached to the body before you ask.
I see. Well, send him to me. We will take a look at him. But this brings up a question that I had. After exploring the ship a bit with you all, there was a little further down the ship, the hold, the more secure section of the hold. Do you think perhaps there's a chance that we might be able to set up a corner of that for my experiment and my work? It would be good not just for me, but it would also be good for Ulki. He is one of the chemic persuasion as well. And Valen would probably be very useful as well. His arcane knowledge would be very helpful. Plenty of space to craft all the potions and magical items you may need aboard the ship. That sort of thing. And it gives plenty of space for privacy, so that I do not cause problems with the fumes and all sorts of things. A space where perhaps we could even isolate a crew member where necessary. All sorts of things.
Aesop, as one who is naturally born with magic, having just one intelligent person aboard this vessel who knew how to weave and shape magics to their whims through constant study, just one aboard this vessel would have been a blessing, but we've hit the jackpot with a lot of you, as 'twere. So, show me what you had in mind, if you don't mind my saying so, and we might be able to make an arrangement.
Oh, please, this would be very, very appreciated. Thank you very much. So, I swear to God, he had at least one other thing to say. And on the way down, he's going to say, by the way, do you think your Cubados, I believe you call him, yes, your friends that you call from the space beyond?
Yes.
Do you think that is he there at the moment?
Yeah, he's fine.
Oh, okay. I thought that hissing was him, but then I think that was actually just Kai.
No, that wasn't me this time.
That wasn't okay.
The cough sound.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have the spectrum of voice I have to modulate to between
What's
the two
up,
of these
y'all?
two.
It's me. It's your boy, Cubados. How's it going, gamers? It's your boy.
God damn.
Anyway, Wuten.
Since he is there, then I will look at him. You are intelligent, then. Yes, that's right. You speak. I'm sorry. It's creatures from the beyond are some things that I have very interested in, and I was wondering if there was a chance I could borrow some of your. Let's just say anything that you would be willing to offer me. Maybe scales, or do you make droppings while you are here, or do you use that back in your home plane? How does that work?
So at that point,
He will just start asking questions on the way
at
down.
that point, he's going to kind of fold his fins a little bit at some of that, and then can you make me a sense motive check, actually?
Yeah, I'd be willing to do so.
This is not the first time he's been asked this.
If you don't mind me taking the reins real quick, Wuten.
Oh yeah, go fine. Go right ahead.
I have a 13.
Okay, so he's, as much as you can tell with that, he feels like that your barrage of questions are kind of tensing him up. But then you
mentioned the drop.
but then at that point, Saphyrus is going to reach out to Cubados and put a hand to his to the side of his head. And honestly, you're here for this too. You'll hear it. He'll say, easy. He's not father.
I've done something to offend, haven't I?
It's complicated. Our father was. How do I put this? He realizes Hana is there, and then just mentally you can just tell he just mentally shrugs this off, and he's just like, well, as you no doubt surmise, Cubatus and I are a bit of a rare breed.
Of course.
So that leads way towards the gifted of mind to wish to discover secrets which, in some cases, may be better off not knowing. He says with a smile that you are telling that he's kind of just like...
It's a smile that both says I'm friendly but also don't ask kind of thing.
It's more of like a, I'm willing to answer your question, but I'm trying to maintain this as I don't want to talk any too much further about this.
Gotcha, okay.
But he's trying to be nice about it.
Quest
Well,
updated.
I did not mean to offend in any way.
No. You didn't know, my friend. It's perfectly understandable to be, just as overwhelmed as my friend here is over these lines of questions.
Well, I am a doctor, of course. I would not want to do any things that would put you into any sort of stress at all. And in fact, if you ever felt the need to what's the right word to use here? Speak of your problems, or any of the crew, in fact, let them know. I am good not only of the physical form, but of the soul as well. I am actually an ordained priest of Lunes, in fact. For future reference.
Thinks about that.
Lunes is the god of repose, rest, and all that sort of thing. I believe it was the moon was his symbol. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's all about repose, rest, and let your woes be gone sort of thing, so.
Okay.
Well, I'm afraid I don't know too much about the gods that you lot worship, but we do have a Cleric of Besmara aboard. You may wish to speak with her at some point and see whether you can divide duties along that front.
Right. We saved her from the Grindylos on the other side of the island.
That's correct.
I will perhaps make some time to speak with her as well then. Well, Cubetos, if you were willing for anything that was left over. But if not, I will not intercede any further. But I appreciate it.
Inform friend when I poop. Will do.
Yes, that is good.
Yes, it is good. It's good, yeah.
You just hear like after dinner.
Hey, stop! Do me makeup duty!
Hold on, everybody. I will be back.
Just fucking
Look at the
zips off.
composition! It points to the sky! Anyway.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, anyway.
So we'll go down to the secure hold, and I'll probably point at a corner. Probably, I don't know, like this back corner or something like that.
Something that can be that's like well and far away that won't get in the way of the all the loot
rest of the cargo, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'll probably end up talking to Valen as well, and he is a carpenter, so maybe there's a chance we can scrounge some goods up to make a table and chairs and a whole bunch of things. I can set up, when we get to port, I can get like an alchemy kit, and we can nail it down to the table, do whatever else needs to be done. And
get
just
shit going here.
Good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Let's set up a whole system.
Well, we have to make sure that the glass doesn't go flying in a storm.
If I recruit a new mage to join our crew, like a siege artisan or something, he's like, and this is the nerd chamber. You'll probably be spending a lot of time in here. Oh, that's occupied. This is where Aesop does all of his research.
Oh, hello.
Is it just a stinking pile of Cubatos' shit on the corner?
I mean,
don't
oh my god, set him up a litter box. Are you kidding me?
There you go. Yeah. The litter box is down there, so he can use it and study it.
I hate it. Thank you.
Oh my god.
God
Oh, I love it. All right. Hell yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Agree with that.
That was what I had, so.
Okay, cool.
Brilliant. Cubatos is literally just an outsider cat. He's an outside cat.
Nice.
All right. So, Was there anything else y'all had?
Solar, I think you had something.
I did. If we want to do that today, Valen wanted to have a chat with Hana.
Okay.
Which I assume is now happening after dealing with his new acquired injury.
Yeah. Yes.
One of many.
I will hand you a potion of cure light wounds from my extracts to heal your. I don't know if that was non-lethal or lethal.
No, it was lethal. Yeah.
Okay, then I.
He was going for a really solid punch.
They said that you've. So maybe this takes place right after we finish figuring out that corner. I come to find you and say we need to talk later about the nerd corner, and he'll say, by the way, they said that you. Oh yes, I see. Ooh,
yes.
Here, he'll hand you one of his extracts of cure light wounds.
And then
that
he looks
should
at
hopefully
you,
help.
looks you dead in the eyes. Medkit.
Medkit.
Look at me. I am the medkit now.
Yes, yes, you are. Thank you.
So I'll go ahead and roll for you real quick.
Thank
28 plus 4.
I took.
It'll be 5, so you'll have 1 hit point.
Okay, so that puts me at. That's pretty good. The one that you didn't heal just represents the tooth I lost.
There you go. Yeah.
Ooh, there you go. Yeah.
Heals everything but the
that
tooth.
Hit point back overnight. So.
All right. Thank you very much for that.
Sure, now I will go down. I will be. I am going to go and figure out exactly what we need for.
Yes, of course. If you could be so kind, I don't know much in the realms of alchemy, but one thing that I have studied greatly is the ability to imbue arcana into certain objects, specifically known in our field as wondrous items.
Right. Yes, it's actually a very similar process to alchemy in many a way. There's a lot. We could discuss this at length later, perhaps. I
can.
Anna might have. You have something to say to Anna. I have things to. When I set everything up downstairs, we can discuss everything down there.
Yes, I will be along to discuss that with you shortly. I just need to have a chat with Hana.
Absolutely. Then I will leave you, and he goes.
All right. And with that, he goes to find Hana with a newly fixed nose.
Yeah.
Hana.
Quick question. I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask: do we want to keep calling it non-lethal damage, or do we want to? Because I almost said subdual damage, actually. So, is it okay to use that interchangeably?
Nah. Well, you can use it interchangeably, but it is for the purposes of like mechanical stuff. Pathfinder is non-lethal damage.
Okay, because for some reason I started getting terms confused. I guess. So, anyways, I'm sorry. I'll leave it be.
It's all good.
Mm-hmm. All right. With that, yeah.
Bit of a fast talker, isn't he?
He is a very fast talker. I'm sure if we got into a discussion of our fields of expertise, we could be here for days. But probably not the best right now. I did want to speak to you about something. If I can spare the second captain's time for a moment.
First mate for now, while we're on board the ship. And of course, that's what I'm here for.
Well. See, I wanted to have a discussion about the ship and ways in which I might be able to help, because, of course, with magic there's a lot more I can do than just carpentry, but it requires someone who is better at more physical matters than I am.
Understood. And I will say in advance that I will need your help in understanding how best you can serve the ship, because, well, as we've discussed at length, I'm not exactly up on the nature of magic. Willing to learn, but...
Well, that's perfectly fine. If you ever need, to be... I'm not sure exactly how much you were taught where you come from, but if you ever need any help, I'm more than happy to aid you in that, and of course I do not mean that as an insult.
You don't
I mean
need
that
to
as a
worry.
threat.
Valen, for reference, it took until I got to that island to know that there were things called undead running around the world.
Ah,
I think we can safely say that I'm a bit behind.
well, don't worry. I'm sure me and Aesop, with our combined knowledge, can bring you up to speed. Other than that, yes, I can certainly help you as well with ideas of how I can help with magic. The first of which is probably the one that cannot wait, and why I need to speak to you right now.
Proceed.
So, what if I told you I had a way of being able to know where Harrigan's ship is right now?
I would say get on it at once. That would be very helpful for us.
Exactly my thinking. The only problem is, in doing this is a very particular kind of spell that requires a very particular kind of spell component. Basically an object I need to cast the spell. And that is, I need something that was once a part of the wormwood. A salvaged splinter, a piece of rope that was taken from the rigging, a piece of cloth fashioned from the sails. Anything at all that could help. And I'm loath to admit that I didn't think of this while we were still on the wormwood. So I was going to ask you for help, seeing if we could go about the ship, asking everyone, seeing if we could find anything they might have that would serve as this spell component. Because if we can find it, it would be incredibly important. Whatever we plan to do, whether we plan to avoid Harrigan, to go find him, or to just help our friends that are still on the ship.
Both things I think you won't have any difficulty convincing myself or the captain in our best interests. The easiest thing to do, seeing as we now have essentially the entire crew on our side, would be to have the captain call them together, perhaps at mealtime, and just ask. In terms of who we might be able to corner and handle individually, I actually just learned something very interesting about our friend Shavika.
Really?
Yes, he was a member of the Wormwood's crew before Harrigan took over. If anyone is going to have a piece of it either embedded in him or floating around in his possessions, I suspect he's the man of the hour.
In that case, I would ask that we try and find, if he does have something, I ask that we try and get it from him at all costs.
All right.
This could prove detrimental to our ability to stay on the sea.
I would agree. I will find Shavika. Could you go and inform Saphyrus of your discovery and ask him whether he wants to be present when we speak to Shavika?
All right. In that case, yeah.
Okay.
I'll talk to Saphyrus. Yeah.
Valen will make his way up to the captain's quarters to inform Saphyrus. Hana, you're going over to find Shavika?
Yes.
Okay. I will move Shavika over here. And we'll go ahead and just start with you with Shavika, and then have Saphyrus and Valen come in sometime during it. Okay?
Okay. So where do I find him? In what condition do I find him?
You just find him just performing his normal swab duties aboard the ship.
Okay.
And at some point, you'll just motion for him to go down to, let's see, what room is this one? Let me just double check. This is the... Scrolling down. This is the middle deck, yeah. So just down to the middle deck and the armory. That is yet to become an armory. But yeah, you just motion him to come down and have a little discussion.
Shavika, I wanted to speak with you. We've had the opportunity to speak to most of the rest of the crew. I'm sure you've seen Areta and Narwhal rejoining us up above deck.
I have. It's rather surprising to see that they would be walking around the ship again.
We can't afford at the moment to deprive ourselves of hands.
I understand that. So...
He's like, you made them your slave.
New captains.
Indeed. And a change in leadership and a change in the way things are going to be handled around here.
I see.
I've heard some worrying things about how you prefer your shipboard activities conducted. And in the captain's stead, I'm going to offer you the same option that was offered to everyone else. You can either leave the ship at our next docking, or you can adapt and remain part of the crew, but I will expect to hear no complaints about our lack of slavery. I will expect to hear no complaints about our refusal to beat members of the crew. And generally, I don't want to hear much complaint out of you at all.
You see him taking a couple of moments to just take this all in. I will be completely frank, I did not expect such clemency from the new captain and first mate. I was fully expecting you to just keelhaul me for my position. But I see now that times are changing. I will have to think on your offer. This is not a yes or no. It is simply a I need more time.
I understand, and
is that
I
acceptable?
appreciate that. I would prefer that you think rationally on it and not come to a hasty decision. I think that is ideal, and it speaks well to your character that you're willing to give it that much thought.
I'm glad that we can see eye to eye on that. And
well, I might have to look up, but...
well, you know. Can't help the height difference there. And with that, Saphyrus and Valen, you make your way down. Valen, you have informed Saphyrus about the the spell that you have available on you, and as well as the material component required for it.
Alchemist, I'd say it's safe to assume you've had she's delivered the missive for me.
Yes, I haven't told him about the wormwood yet, but everything else has been communicated.
Right, well, I've just been told of some very interesting information. Bit of gobbledygook to me for the most part, but Valen, if you would.
Well, I'm assuming we're just going to be upfront and blunt about this, so that we probably discussed that.
Yes.
Yeah, might as well be.
Okay. Shavika, I am told that you are someone who has been on the ship ever since, even before Harrigan. The Wormwood, that is. Is this true?
I believe you are quite misinformed on that. I was part of Harrigan's crew before all of this took place. I was part of the original crew. But no, I was not there before Harrigan.
I
but
see.
I am part of Harrigan's original crew on the Wormwood. I think there may have been a bit of confusion on that.
Well, that is disappointing, but it doesn't mean you still can't potentially help us. See, Shavika, I am in dire need of something. I wish to have a single errant piece of the wormwood. It can be anything. Maybe a bit of rope from the rigging that you use to make a belt out of. Maybe a piece of cloth from the sails.
I know
have
what
any-
you are
that on
doing. I know what plans you have in store. Know that Peppery does the same thing. She always makes sure to get a piece of whatever ship that Harrigan owns. So
I would expect nothing less from another wizard.
I will let you know. As he reaches into his pockets and pulls out a single splinter in a glass bottle. I plan ahead for many things. So, Hana, I think we can reach an agreement on this. I will provide this to your wizard friend. In exchange, I will remain on the ship. And you will also have my knowledge of how Harrigan does things. You will have my knowledge of my former captain. And, well, if something were to happen aboard the ship, I would ask that you look the other way.
So my eyebrow kind of just 3, 2, 1 lift off right into the stratosphere.
Uh-huh.
Let that be known. Let it be known. I do not want to put you in a position of disproportionate power. No. I simply ask that, on occasion, if you hear the sounds of whippings here and there, you look the other way.
You forget, Shavika, that you are not in a position to bargain here.
I think I am in the perfect position to bargain.
You have nothing that we cannot get out of you by various means. We have 3 wizards aboard and 2 alchemists.
I see.
If we need to torture you for information, seeing as this is a language that you understand, we can and we will.
We will see.
For now, however, your bit of wood.
He will turn to Valen. I trust that you will put this to good use. And
Assuming this truly is a piece of the wormwood, then I can assure
the very
you.
same. And should you wish for it, I have other ships as well. And with that, he will make his way. Consider it an act of good faith that I give you the wormwood piece.
Okay.
There's probably a good reason why this man survived on the high seas so long.
Yeah, Valen, as he leaves, is just gonna, turn and say, I think I underestimated him.
Yes, that is a man who harbors no allegiances.
None whatsoever, and that is why he is as dangerous to us as he is to Harrigan.
Yes.
I don't like saying it, but considering the circumstances, it might be best if we did not ever let him leave the ship, in one way or another.
I'm completely blunt with you. I'd have to agree with Hana there.
Well, there are rules. And they are indeed rules that the man still needs to follow.
Go on.
Oh, I think I made them perfectly clear in my speech earlier. What will be tolerated and what would not.
Very well. I will not abide any violence against the crew. From him,
what I
at
expect.
any rate.
Yes. Not what I expected. But considering that Harrigan is probably, well, could very well discern where we are, having a defensive measure towards it could prove invaluable, at least until we can get ourselves disguised.
I agree. Valen, you made it clear that it had to be a piece of the ship in order for the ship to be tracked. If Harrigan is tracking us at the moment, what constitutes enough of a change to the ship that a piece, quote unquote, of the ship would no longer be able to track us?
Could I roll a knowledge arcana on that?
Go ahead.
Okay.
This is literally the question of the ship of Theseus right here.
Yes,
I know.
Ship of Theseus, guys.
I asked it for a reason.
Just fucking tell that to anybody. It's like, oh, what do you do when you play D&D? Oh, we solve the problem of the ship of Theseus.
There you go.
Some DM satisfaction.
All right, Valen.
Is that enough to solve the ship of Theseus?
So. It would, let's see.
Come on, GM, answer the solution to Theseus.
Answer the philosophical question.
NBD, bruh.
So,
Put you on the spot.
No big deal. No big deal. So, yes, it is possible. If you are suspicious that your ship is being tracked, you can request at a squibbing location for a much higher fee to perform the ship of Theseus swap.
I see.
The Theseus swap.
They call it the Thesean swap.
Yeah, the Thesean swap, which will replace all pieces of the ship with functionally identical pieces that will allow for your ship to no longer be tracked by a track ship spell, and wherever your ship gets squibbed will show up as a skull and crossbones, essentially. So, sort of like where a ship...
AKA the ship died, so to speak.
If the ship died, it's treated as the ship is dead and is no longer able to be tracked with those pieces.
In that case, Valen seems to be in some deep, arcane thought for a moment.
Big thonk.
Sylph things.
He's doing a big thonk. You see, like, the swirls on his skin begin to spin even faster.
And then at the end, it has like a typewriter ping.
Yeah. It's certainly possible. To do that would require an even greater change to the ship's general design, and certainly something that I imagine these squibbers we have mentioned could do, but it would not be cheap.
Is there anything you can do before we reach port to begin that process, or...?
Well, I can certainly put my carpentry skills to good use, removing the name off the front of the ship for a start.
I think if we could get that done before we move into port, that would be ideal. The fewer people know that the man's promise is anywhere other than the bottom of the ocean, the happier we'll all be.
Very good. As for ways we might be able to counteract a more general search for the ship, I can tell you that as a wizard, I specialize in a particular kind of magic known as divination, which is the ability of seeing the unseen. And sometimes...
I thought that was illusion.
That's making you see what isn't.
That's making it
real.
unseen, yeah.
Yeah, that's making things unseen.
That's the opposite.
I didn't
Captain.
study it. I said I didn't study it.
Making things unseen.
That's perfectly
Actually,
fine. That's why you have me. But particular mages who study the realms of divination for long enough seem to become particularly, how do I say it, sensitive to the ability to see with divination.
fucking psychic.
Basically, yes. What I'm trying to say is that at 8th level, I will become aware of whenever I'm being observed via magic.
Perfect.
Oh,
Very good.
in game terms.
Yes,
so that's why you can predict the weather. I see.
Well, that's a more Sylph ability. That's been in my family for a few generations, but
Oh,
it also comes in
on
use.
this guy.
Well,
Listen
if you
to
were ever
this
worried-
guy. He's got the fucking the good genes and all that.
Well, Valen, if you were ever worried about being useful to us here on the ship, as I think you said you were yesterday, you've more than earned your salt today, my man.
Well, happy to be of service.
Captain, anything to add? Or should we let our man here get back to scrubbing the name off the bow?
Sooner we can get that done, it's one less thing to concern ourselves when we roll into port, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right. Good
Oh.
deal.
There was like one more thing I was going to do, but it doesn't really require an RP, which was just going to be a discussion with Ryuuko and Aesop. I would like to take the remains of Scourge and Plug and ask them about preserving it in some salt.
Well,
I mean, yes, with
Interesting.
wine.
I mean, I assume we have salt on
You
board.
making jerky?
People jerky!
This is just provided that nobody has any qualms about using them. I was planning to do a bit of recycling. If they weren't going to be useful to us in life, I can certainly make them useful to us in death.
Valid. Go.
You mean in the sense of raising the dead?
No.
No?
I mean in
In
the
the
sense...
sense of food?
No.
Jerky.
We're not that bad.
If Aesop had eyebrows you could see, they would also now be through the roof.
He's lying. I'm that bad.
No, I'm just saying there are certain magical items that require skin from intelligent creatures, and I remember there is a particular kind of magic item of that sort that could really help our other scaled friend Nagaina.
I'm not entirely sure I can condone this, fortunately. It's just, even if it is not entirely of the school of necromancy, it's a little bit too close for my taste. In fact, I was actually on my way to speak with the cleric to figure rites for the dead. After all, even the most vile of things requires proper rest, burial, whatever. Lest their souls come back to hunt and to destroy and to cause havoc for not having been put to rest properly. Unfortunately, I think it would be far better if we were to do that instead. These men seem the sort to be vengeful, and vengeful spirits do not sound quite so pleasing.
Yeah.
all this nerd
Let me
talk.
check
Ryuuko's
it out,
just
no
like,
problem.
It wouldn't be using their entire corpse. Just bits and pieces.
So there, yeah.
That is
He gets the
true.
pieces, you get the main portions. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
I am more than certain that there will be plenty of grindylows about the ocean. Did you feel the need to experiment with their skins and such?
Do you need it to be human?
Hold that thought.
He just takes out a book.
All you said was intelligent. We could use Grindylow skin.
It says preserved sections harvested from several different human faces.
There we go.
Okay,
All
well,
right.
the answer to that is no.
Okay, well, like it says right here in the book, Aesop is gotta be human. So I think we should let him have like a few swatches, just a little bit. He doesn't even need
Just
the
a
whole
little,
fate.
just a few pieces of jerky. Just a little.
He doesn't
jerky.
even see. Look, let me see that. I'm not the best
Just
at
a
reading.
few
But hold on, I
strips
think
of
the
jerky.
sentence right here. He just needs a little bit of each face. Like we could take like a cheek from one, the forehead from another,
The
and then
more
you can have the
the-
rest to do the right.
The more the corpse you're put to use, the less of a body is able to come back.
Yeah,
it's literally just
disembodied voice.
law of
I'm
thermodynamics.
not even talking about the body, I'm talking about the soul. The spirit.
Law
vengeful
of
spirit.
conservation.
Don't
of
bring the
matter.
spirit science
Spirits
video
will
back,
still be
please.
in the corpse.
God damn
He
it.
just needs like a cheek from one guy, an eyelash from another.
Don't worry. Don't worry. The space Jews will condone it. I promise.
God damn it.
Jesus Christ.
That'll be helpful when we make good relations with Atlantis too. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Okay,
I sense
So it's
demonetization
fine, I mean-
incoming.
okay.
See, this is funny, at least to you guys, but this may be actually rather serious for Aesop and Valen here.
No,
Oh,
I
absolutely.
I get
Are
it.
you
I'm just
saying that you dabble in necromancy?
Ooh, I'm just trying to think about how I'll answer that question.
I can help you.
Yes
answer
or
it.
no?
I can help you answer the question. Ooh, pick me, pick me.
Well,
I take it you have particular problems against that. Sorry, I just didn't expect someone from the Cullen Association to be a religious man.
You sit there and you assume that religion and the world are separate.
Well, I usually find that people of the arcane tend to, not really partake in the realms of divine magic. Color me surprised.
I am not a man of just arcane science, Valen. I am a man of natural science. And the divine is just as much a part of the nature as any other.
Well, I don't disagree with you there. But even
Regardless, I would not recommend you to do this and dabble in those magics. If only because the dead are very, very vengeful creatures.
well, generally, my usual thoughts are, if it works, it works. I've never really been one to, disagree with necromancy, but one thing I can assure you is what I have planned for these parts is most certainly not necromancy. It more comes into the realms of illusion magic.
Well, the bodies would be with our cleric friends, so she would be the one to ask. As a doctor, my job is not to make the decision for you, to advise.
I do appreciate your advice. Most certainly, I do not wish to cause you any ill will between us, because I do respect you as both a man of learning and as a friend, I hope.
I would never be one to state that the search for knowledge is a bad thing. You just must recognize the consequences of such a search. Not that you cannot, rather recognize what you are willing to sacrifice for that.
I most certainly agree. Which is why my usual thoughts are, make use of everything you have with everything you can. And I do not see this as coming out as a particularly bad thing. It is only a problem if people upon this ship would have some particular bad blood with me, if I were. Because I do also consider that to be a logical part of, well, nature. Maintaining bonds is just as important to me as it is to provide people with magic items.
Well, as much as this conversation is enlightening and thrilling, so to speak, we both have things to get done on the ship as of the moment. If you really wish to speak on that, our cleric friend is the one who has whatever may remain of the body. Me.
Very well, and thank you for your advice. I'd prefer it if you do come to me and tell me you have a problem with something before I do it.
I will be expecting you down in the lab.
Most certainly. Definitely.
What is your favorite, by the way?
Oh, I usually prefer chai or Earl Grey.
I will see if I have the herbs available for you.
Generally, I will take any form of tea. It's been so long.
Then I will make sure to have something ready.
Very good.
Something strong to make up for all the missed opportunities. Y'all gonna get high as fuck.
I think I put something in the tea.
Yo, Aesop, watch, I can make the ship fucking float.
There's this alchemist I met when the last time I was landfall. I think his name was Jerry or something.
Jerry? You know Jerry too? God, I know him back from Naya.
Oh, he has so many different formulas for many wonderful things.
He is actually a very accomplished member and has written many books on the alchemy that we use today.
God damn it. That feel when Jerry's actually just a high-level alchemist.
Yeah.
I actually remember him when he came to the Nyan potion parties. By the way, we should probably do one of those sometime.
I cannot say I am familiar with that.
Well, it's very simple. You get a cauldron, and everyone brings a potion to the party.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Just 3 hours later.
Alright,
we need some hands on deck.
And
What
see
the
what
fuck?
happens.
Why are you growing wings out of your ears?
My bad.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it so much. Alright.
And they can't answer because they're too hard. They're giggling too fucking hard.
I thought you meant like high, like literally high.
Intergalactic.
Actually
Pega.
floating.
All
Those
right.
ears aren't just for show. They actually float.
You'll float
Wait,
too.
what?
We all float here.
Beat me to it, you bastard.
All right, so
Anyway,
first day on the ship. First day on the ship went pretty well. You just interviewing everyone, making sure that everyone's cool with the new crew and the new leadership. It's sort of like whenever there's a change in management, you just bring in everyone and make sure they're all cool with the new manager. So that was the first day. Second day, if there's anything that y'all want to be doing.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that y'all want to do here?
do you need me to roll carpentry to remove the name of the ship?
Go ahead and roll carpentry. Yeah.
Cool.
Speaking of carpentry, how's that hole in the hull?
Oh, it's
From Ryuuko's sword.
patched. It's patched up.
Okay.
We patched it.
Yeah.
It's sorry about that one.
You're fine.
There, you'll notice that there's a couple of boards here and there missing from like the floorboards and stuff, but better missing a few floorboards than literally sinking. The man's almost.
Carpentry power!
Hey, yeah, you managed to scrape off what little remained of that name. However, in addition, Solar, go ahead. Actually, with that check, you'll notice that behind the let me pull it
name?
up. Yeah, behind the nameplate, there's a second nameplate that was set beneath it, which reads The Motley.
Oh. Well, with
And
this crew,
with
that's
that
very
check-
apt.
With that check, you also find that in there are marks in the hull that indicate a previous nameplate before that one, but it's been long since removed since then.
Okay.
The
Well,
ship is on multiple ships.
The ship gets around.
Might
what we're
want to
saying.
discuss that with Brumdal, maybe.
I'm gonna call it the Harlot.
Yeah, I think we should change our minds and just name it the fucking Harlot.
It's okay, boss.
Loretta will remember this. And so it comes full circle.
How the turns have tabled.
How the turns have tabled.
I don't suppose you wanted me to replace the name rather than just remove it, or...
I think just remove it was what
Okay.
she asked.
Okay, we'll do that then.
All right.
So, assuming that we slept overnight, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that means healing.
Yay!
It's also important for me because I have ability damage. So
Yeah. Get some of that ability damage healed up.
Storing all that good shit for the mutiny fight.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
that'll be full
Ebony.
hit points and
Ebony,
Mm-hmm.
on the second day, you are conscious, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Conscious and moving around? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
counts as an entire day of bed rest. I'm using the hospitality hammock, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you good. You good. Going to pop Ulki
So
down
I will
here.
recover 2 ability score. Okay. So
Alright,
one more day of
okay.
rest and I'll be good to go.
You are approached. Word on the boat is that you're the new bosun, yeah?
That is right. Can I help you?
Well, I was doing some talking with your cat friend, and she mentioned that I should come on, Loretta, you can do this. Apologize for the way that I had treated you while we were on the Wormwood. I am sorry for how I treated you. And if you'll be willing to accept my apology, I would like to help you by working alongside you as the bosun's mate.
Oh.
Ooh.
Raises an eyebrow. Raises the eyebrow. Sorry.
The eyebrow.
His only eyebrow.
Oh. That's unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't see why I shouldn't accept your apology. I mean, you did took a bit quite a number of my teeth back then, but I I would be bad sport if I didn't say that was a really good punch.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry,
And,
this is very hard for me to do. Do you are you good with me? Are we good?
gonna get close. I'm gonna put my tentacle on her shoulder.
Oh,
Just
that's
gonna
weird.
slide past
So
that.
gross.
I take your apology, and I could use the experience of a more roughened person as a person. Then I offer my hand to shake. My actual hand.
Okay. I'm gonna have to ask you not to do that. The
Ever again.
tentacle thing. And she will shake your hand.
Oh. Oh yeah, I understand. Not many people like that, like the sensation, right?
No thanks.
Fair enough. Right, I look forward to working with you, and I also look forward for you to take care of my back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yay! Reconciliation from the
Friendship!
first session. Hell yeah.
It only
it's
took us 4 years.
It only took us 4 years.
That's not how you
Good
get a woman
fucking
until
God.
you spread diseases.
Oh my god.
I mean, have you seen that thing?
yeah.
I don't.
I wash it sometimes.
I will make
That's
sure
something
to
you
have
take
a
out.
hygiene practice aboard the ship.
That's
Yes,
how
you-
you. That's something you take out once you know what they're into. It's not something you open with.
God. You and the Nurg elf can get on well.
All right. I think with that.
In case it matters as well, Aesop actually would have ended up setting up his hammock down in the secure hole, and he would have been down there rather than with the rest of the crew.
Okay.
For future reference, that is where he is sleeping in his
Okay.
in the hospitality.
Yeah.
Have you cleared this with Giffer?
Hmm. If she finds him down there, then I mean, she can ask.
Well, she is the quartermaster, right?
Something like
She
that.
is. She is.
Just for future reference, if he finds him. If that is where he
Please.
is for future reference.
Okay. Wait a minute. What are you doing down here?
So, is this in the middle of the night when we were all sleeping?
No, this is sort of like this is early morning.
Oh,
so
early morning? Well, then he's
He's
probably already
still
up.
like resting up.
Would I still be resting up, or would I be up? I don't know.
You'd probably like just be waking up at that point.
Gotcha. Well, when she comes down, his face is covered in bandages and such. And the first thing he's going to say, the moment she says something, is, "Whatever are you talking about? I am the doctor, as this is my station," he says as he works on getting out of the bed, not looking at her as much as he can, before he quickly reaches for his mask to slip it on.
Well, as she just sort of like slides down the ladder. Well, kind of took it by surprise. I didn't really expect anyone to be down here. This is sort of like a secure storage area.
Oh, did the captain not inform you that we would be setting up a lab down here of sorts?
No, he didn't.
Ah, then let me be the first to let you know that the plan is for
the various alchemists and other such magic people aboard are free to utilize it as necessary. I am the overseer of it, as the ship's doctor and lead alchemist.
Huh. Well, if the captain cleared it, it's fine by me. It's just I'd like to know those things before we go along with that, if that's okay.
I probably should have found you before. That is right. You are the you have been set up as the quartermaster. Right. It would be remiss that you should know just about everything towards the ship. If we were to try to, say, expand the lab or something, I will make sure to buy you first.
All right. Oh, that's good. I think we're all cleared up here then. By the way, give her Tibbs as she will come up to you, to like your like
My
she
knee?
barely reaches up past your knee, and she'll just reach up with a tiny hand. Give her Tibbs.
He will put his hand down to shake as best he can. You may call me Aesop. As the doctor, should you have any problems at all, you be sure to come and find me.
Well, I'll take you up on that. And if you need anything taken care of in terms of supplies or requisitions, you just let me know.
I will be sure to do that. And perhaps sometime, if you're willing, I would love to know more about this strange power you have that you used when the... how'd you say? Excuse me a second, I'm sorry. It's called not a riot. What the fuck is it?
A mutiny?
Mutiny?
Thank you. The, how you say, a mutiny happened. You had some strange magicus of sorts. Yes.
Oh, yeah, that was, as she will brush. She'll take a second, as she will turn back to look at you and brush her hair out from her face, and will reveal a golden orb inside of her eye socket.
Oh, you have had your eye removed, or was it gone and you replaced it?
Let's just say that where I came from, we had a very superstitious family. And part of that was we gained power from rituals.
The way you are speaking, it's, the way you are speaking, I have caused offense again. This seems to happen very much.
No, it's fine. You didn't know, and so it's perfectly fine. But yes, it's a sort of a sore spot for me. But yeah, that's how I have this power.
Well, I am a doctor not only of the body but of the soul. Should you ever wish to speak of it, I would be more than happy to listen. Perhaps over a pot of tea, perhaps. Do you drink tea? Perhaps coffee?
I don't think I've had tea in like years.
My stores are a little low at the moment, but I could see.
I think I'd like that. Yeah.
Great. Then we will set some time up to do so.
All right.
Until then, I imagine there's a reason you have come down here, so I might as well get ready for...
Right. I was just gonna take inventory of some of our things, but yeah. So, never mind me. Do your healing thing.
Awesome. Good to go.
Yeah. And she's just taking inventory of the things that are already down here at this point.
I'm sorry, I was in literally like 27 meetings all day and then I just passed out.
Oh, when D&D reflects life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So she will be doing that. Was there anything else that anyone wanted to do before we make landfall at Rickety's Squibs?
Yeah, I'm not sure if Hana and Saf would like to pull Ulki for talking with Kiefer and Owlbear.
That's exactly what I was thinking to suggest, actually.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Goody, you are very quiet.
Oh, I leaned back and turned my mic down. There we go. That should do it.
There we go. Okay. So, during the second game, you will call for Owlbear's attention during his swabby duties, and will he'll turn and ask, "Well, what going on?"
I'm gonna reach close and pat Albert on the back, and I told you we will fix this, didn't I?
Yeah, we did.
Now, me and the captains were having a small talk. What would you like to do now?
We're going to be hitting port very soon, Owlbear. And that being said, the Ulki made you a promise, and as captain of this vessel, I intend to fulfill that promise. When we make landfall, if you wish to take to land to spend the rest of your days, then that is an option that is entirely in your hands to make.
He takes a moment, and then another moment, and then another moment.
I think Saphyrus and Hana's like they don't move, but their eyes look to each other and then forward again, like.
As he's just sort of, he's just sort of like stroking his beard. And then finally, after like 30 seconds of silence and mmming, I stay on ship.
Oh.
And then
Are you sure?
another moment. And another one. Anyway. I stay.
Thank you. We'll make sure that you are never treated the way you were under Harrigan again.
Not in agreement.
And
I excited for more pirates stuff.
And all the crabs you can eat.
I'm tired of crabs.
thank gods.
I'll get him fancy fish.
You are
We'll get him
going to
fancy
be
Maybe
feast.
chicken? Ooh, maybe some chicken?
He's
Oh
up there.
man, let's hit land.
Some sea chicken? Hello?
Hello?
Like right, tuna, let's go.
You are going to be eating like a king every night from now on, my man.
Get this man some caviar.
Should be
And-
pretty easy to
I
come across on
want.
the ocean.
I know, right?
What does he want?
I can't stop thinking of just like, I want cheeseburger.
I thought you were gonna say chicken
He's been
nuggets.
eating crabs for like the past 3 years.
Chicken-
and it's just,
chicken
I just
nugget.
want chicken
I can.
nugget.
That can be arranged.
I want Happy Meal.
You're gonna have the
prepared
happy
to
meal we
say
have at
something.
home.
Oh my god.
Mm,
The wormwood.
I'll even have Ulki fashion you a toy. Actually,
we
no.
will-
I'll have Valen fashion you a toy.
Good
Ulki
choice.
can,
will it be Little Pony?
Valen, can you make ponies?
Valen told
I-
me he can
I
make
can-
it without buying Happy Meal, but I want Happy Meal.
I can provide a little pony.
Okay, let's make this man a happy meal.
Anyway.
Well, you do have all of that wood left over from removing the nameplate.
Exactly.
Making the man
Anyway.
happy meal.
I don't want to
totally-
I want
totally
a
not
little
canon,
rain.
by the way. He just
Isn't that
says,
one like
I
bandit
tired
Untangled?
of eating crab all time. I want something else.
I don't want to destroy things. I want to carve little reindeer.
I want to
Oh,
carve
you are
little
scarily good at that
reindeer.
voice.
I want to carve reindeer. Anyway,
And
Okay.
I'm gonna
You
like
let him know that he can request anything. I will make food. It's the best
I'm
food.
gonna pat him on the back once more. It's good to keep counting on you, man. And if it helps, if you're staying on the ship, I am already working on a way to eventually get rid of these. As I like kind of pat him on the shoulder where all the feathers and shit
He will
are.
wince slightly on that, but you bring back skin.
And I pull off the side of my shirt. I have a lot of things to bring back.
I think you need more than me right now.
I can wait, man. I can't wait, my man. I have a longer lifespan. I can spend more time searching. But as long as you're with us, I'm going to be working to fix you.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him a little punch on the side of his arm.
And he will, you just give him a little punch on the side of the arm and he'll just like...
That's just the last sound you hear. Just...
crunch.
Oh,
And that's
I did.
that's another sleep for you, Ulki.
Ulki, make a fortitude save.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay.
Punch.
No.
I'm so sorry, Ulki, you're unconscious.
Oh no!
Oh. Oh. Did I do that too hard? I'm sorry.
Yes.
No, harder next time.
You know what? I really think you could use.
Another
I
nap.
think another.
So,
nap,
Ulki, you
really.
didn't take any damage. That was just a knockout ability.
It's just a
Owlbear,
knockout punch.
my friend, is a brawler.
Ooh.
Oh.
Don't worry, Owlbear. He's just very tired. He had a very hard day yesterday killing Scourge and Plug.
I know. I saw.
Yes.
I know.
Good
Oh,
shit.
you know, I think this is a perfect. I hope this doesn't become routine on this ship, but you know what? Let's just get him onto a mattress or something. Onto a
I
cot.
hope. As he picks him up bridal style and just carries him up. just carries him and just when he has to go up the ladder, just hefts him over his shoulder.
I ship it.
His head is banging with every like stairs.
No. It's he's carrying you very, very capably.
He's not that dumb.
Well, he's pretty dumb.
He's pretty dumb. But, I
He's
mean,
pretty
not that
fucking dumb. Let's be honest. Like he is
He's dumb, but he's not.
what's the ability score damage that you take, Chaotic, when you take the Cognitogen?
I take strength and dex damage.
How much?
2 points when it
Okay.
ends.
Okay. Multiply that by like 7 and apply it to intelligence. And that's
So essentially, he's short of actually being an animal.
yeah, he is
Gotcha.
like
Jeez.
right on that precipice there.
Gotcha.
Ulki does take intelligence then with his mutagen.
Something you might want to consider possibly one day. You could craft him a headband of vast intelligence and bump that up.
I'm assuming they don't have the automatic bonus progression?
They do not, no.
Okay.
Ooh.
Well,
Noted.
yeah, they don't.
So they can still quote-unquote use items like that we can't.
They can still use items like that, yeah.
Okay.
By the way, that's just me noting that. I'm not planning to abuse that in any way.
Yes, please don't abuse that.
No, never. I would never do that.
Shifty eyes.
Shifty.
Anyway, was there anything else that folks wanted to do before we set sail and make landfall? for that matter?
I'm good.
I was able to get the skin from our other cleric, right? She didn't have anything to
That
say
was the
about
other
that?
thing. Yes. Let's go ahead. Well, we'll say that you had a brief, just to push this along a little bit. We'll just say that you discussed it with Sandra, and while she is hesitant to just piecemeal those corpses, Scourge, in fairness, was already pretty piecemeal to begin with. She was barely able to stitch a corpse back together for him.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, you
Because-
could probably get a couple of pieces from that, and it wouldn't matter
Okay.
too much. And then
Valen's only planning to take bits of the skin, not all of it.
yeah. If it was something like their entire face, for example, that'd be much more egregious.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
With like
Yeah.
a pore here, an eyelid there. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I will say that if any one of the crew is really uncomfortable with something, Valen does take that into consideration. It's just he's a very pragmatic person.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway. Take a bit of skin, we'll preserve that in some salt, and we'll save that for a magic item.
Okay. So with
Hopefully it doesn't
that-
rot by then.
With that, real quick, we will have everyone gather onto the deck of the ship real quick. I'll just move us over here to the map.
Am I no longer
As we-
unconscious?
Yeah, it
It's
was
only
only
for a
for
couple
like a
rounds.
couple of minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, knockout isn't that powerful, but so on the deck of the ship, there are two corpses that are bandaged up, and Sandra is. Let me change the music here real quick. There we are. So Sandra will gather everyone on the ship to the main deck, and will show that. Gather everyone. Friends, it's time that we start anew. We served for a good long while underneath the oppressive hands of Scourge and Plug, but all the same, Besmara demands that they be returned to the sea as their last rites, so that she may take them in her embrace, and that they will not return with vengeance for their death. Are there any good words that people have for our former captain and first mate? most of the crew is silent. Are there any good words from the player characters?
I didn't know him, so I can't say anything.
We're fun to
Um,
squish.
Ulki will step up and take out the cutlass. If anything, may their deaths have led us to a path of freedom and kinship among us.
Very well said.
Yeah.
If there's nothing else, she will turn to face the corpses, that is. Carve your names on the ever-changing sea with a saber of terror and triumph. Fight for plunder, fame, and glory, and earn your place amongst the legends of the sea. And with that, she will take each corpse individually and just
Toss him over.
lift them slowly and toss them overboard.
Splash.
In the name of Besmara, the Pirate Queen, we send you to your rest. And with that, we continue setting sail and make our way to Rickety's Squibs.
Alright.
So, let me get the music for that here. So, let me move us.
Ooh, I like this tune.
Yeah.
Rounding the tall headland reveals a hidden cove at the mouth of a wide jungle and river. Its sluggish brown waters staining the waters of the blue sea like an ugly bruise. A series of docks has been built upon this estuary, with buildings concealed beneath the overhanging limbs of the jungle beyond. On the tip of the little peninsula here, a wooden watchtower stands, carefully concealed amongst the trees to provide a clandestine view of the seas. And as you just sail past the headland, a checkered flag of yellow and red is raised above the tower, and an answering flag of blue is hoisted upon the yard arm of the docks ahead. So, as you are making your way inward, let me just get a little token here for y'all. Do a little something there. Boom. So, as you sail past it, a blue flag is raised upon the yard arm of the docks over here. And it looks like a small single-masted longboat is setting sail from out of the boathouse to come meet with you.
Hello.
Alright.
And I'll do a little wait. Just a little, yeah. Y'all recognize this little boat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Swimmy swam.
So, let's see. As it approaches, the longboat is piloted by seven people total. One of them being just an old crotchety man, just like hunched over. He's missing like 12 of his teeth. He's got a sort of like a leathery face from hours in the sun, and he's got a little halo of frizzy white hair. This man is the namesake of the dry dock, Rickety Huck. And as he approaches, he will call out, "Well, are you got a dang old ship and coming here to get a squib?" Does
Why,
anyone
yes,
here
Pa.
speak polyglot?
I do.
You do.
Ooh.
So it translates to, "Welcome to Rickety's Squibs. Are you here to squib a ship?"
I will translate that for Saphyrus.
Translate for Hana.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, for
what was the language in question?
Polyglot.
Ah,
The very same, good man.
Well, I mean, you got him. Dang old, let me get on board and then we'll take a look in here. And he would like to come on board and take a look around the ship to see what can be done about it.
Okay. And can we tell that's like standard procedure then?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's just taking stock of what he's got to do, getting quotes and getting a quote for you on how much it'll be.
Yeah. All right. Bring him aboard, I'd say.
All right.
We're going to the car store to get the whole body replaced.
Yeah, something like that.
Literally the whole body replaced.
Well, any extra
quite
modifications like that? Are you just wanting the ship squibbed, or are you wanting any extra ship modifications?
aha.
I know we discussed this a little bit the past week, didn't we?
Yes, we did. It's going to depend on how much he quotes us, but we do have at least enough gold for the silk sails, possibly a broad keel, and maybe some wooden armor plating on top of that.
I believe that's what we had in mind, yes.
Yeah. Or a second ballista, if that's...
Depending on where we're at.
Let's see, base cost will be 2,000 gold pieces.
Were we also doing that Thesian swap?
Huh?
Were we also doing the Thesian swap?
Have any of you mentioned it yet?
No, that's why I'm bringing it up.
Mm.
Well, Sola, you have polyglot.
So for the base cost of squibbing the ship will be 2,000 gold pieces. It's 1/5 of the ship's cost.
Okay.
Okay. If you're so that's what he's quoting you right now is 2,000 gold pieces with just a regular squibbing.
Okay.
Well, some of our cargo here can pretty much cover that.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, with some to spare.
I'll just say I'm probably translating for Saphyrus. Yeah.
All right, then he'll probably just be kind of muttering among some of the others, like, all right, and based on the inventory we've taken, we've gathered about X amount, etc., just like talking amongst ourselves.
For the
Is
record,
fine.
our stock of things to sell will amount to, assuming that we're still going by the half value rule, 3678 gold pieces.
So that half cost rule is only for weapons and armor. Any like trade goods, jewelry, fancy fancy items, those can be sold at
At the cost given.
Yes.
Um,
Let me double check that. I
He said
believe
2,000 gold,
the
correct?
plunder rules is just for plunder. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So those ones specifically, anything that's in the cargo and passengers area, anything that isn't a weapon or armor, can be sold at that listed price.
Well, damn. All
And
right.
then
Well, we have a lot more.
And then all weapons and armor are sold at half price.
Okay.
Okay.
God damn it.
Well, let me get my calculator back up.
Might be helpful for us to use this second column over here to like have like
Well,
one
yeah.
like, what the cut price. Like, I mean, I just mean in the future, like have like one of these.
Yeah,
be,
yeah.
Like, yeah.
No, I hear you. It's a good thought. Definitely.
This is also assuming we can sell all of this in the port as well.
Mhm.
You
Well,
mentioned that the cost would be 2,000 gold, correct?
The base cost for squibbing is 2,000 gold pieces. Yes.
I have something that can help pay for half of it. I have the necklace that I stole from the boys.
Mhm.
I could offer it.
Was there a magical property to that?
Nope. It was just very pretty and worth 2,000 gold pieces.
Hey, well, that should cover it by itself then.
Mhm.
Yeah, that does. The base cost is 2,000. So
Yep.
Oh, I thought he will only accept half of the value of the necklace.
No,
Okay.
that was
No,
what
that's
we just
only
said. If it's not
Okay.
a weapon or armor, then it is full
Full
value.
price.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yep. So I'm just gonna like, guys, I can actually pay for the base cost. I just like pull out the price.
Oh,
Hana's
he's
eyes just about pop out of her head when you say that.
He's just like, that's it. Well, I got something right here.
So are you handing over the jewelry to Rickety?
Mm-hmm.
well,
I like-
not yet. Not until we're certain exactly what we want and what he's willing to accept for a trade. So
Mhm.
I would like asking Polyglot. My fine looking gentleman, would you be willing to accept this maybe to cover the cost of the? And I pull out this necklace that I'm not entirely sure how it looks like, but you mentioned that it's embedded with jewels.
Let's see what you got. What do you want? And we will figure it out from there.
Is what that translates to.
Okay. Who is the accountant of the party?
Me, at the moment.
I'm gonna pass it to Hana, like spin in my finger and just.
Yes. Let him know that you were interested in a little extra armor plating and perhaps upgrade the sails a little with just some kind of silken. And what was the third thing, Hana?
A broad rudder.
That's the one, yes.
I don't think anyone's mentioned the Thesian swap yet.
no.
Not just yet. Because
something-
it's more because you know I'll conduct this. So like basically those are like the core things that we wanted to mention
Okay.
first. What would
Armor
that cost?
plating and silk sails, correct?
And
Armor plating, broad rudder, and silk sails.
And then broad rudder.
to start, and then I'll save that for the next bit I'm about to go into.
I can do
He says that he can do the rudder and the sails. Unfortunately, they don't have the materials for doing an armor plating upgrade.
Okay.
Well, instead of that, maybe we could.
Well, in that case, you know, I've been hearing a little about this little something called the Thesean swap. What kind of what did that normally run this neck of the
5,000 gold pieces.
Oof.
The base cost so the Thesean swap will replace the base cost of replacing the squibbing the ship. So, it'll be 5,000 flat.
2,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be 5,000 instead of 2,000.
Okay.
So
then
5,000, then the broad rudders is 500, and then
the silk sail is
1,500.
1,500.
All together, 7,000. Yeah.
Well, assuming our numbers are right there, Cygnus, we should have just enough.
Yeah, with 500 left over.
Yep.
7,000 gold pieces for a squibbing with the Thesean swap.
And he's willing to just take the goods, or do we need to sell them in the port first?
Well, let's see, what do you got here? What do you got? What are you selling?
Well, I guess we'll show him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you've got the 2,000 from Ulki's necklace.
Yep.
I accidentally posted it in Kionin, but I guess Cygnus said that it matches up, that everything there, assuming half for weapons and armor, was about 5,578 gold and 5 silver.
Okay.
Yes, which is the same number I got.
Okay.
Not including the necklace, so...
Also correct, yes.
All right. Well, I think we got ourselves a deal. Yeah, we got ourselves a deal.
Does this mean that Paw speaks polyglot?
Yes. That is canon.
Yeah. All right.
Excellent.
Canon.
Yeah, that means...
The Paw language is called Polyglot, and it is.
Oh my god, I hate you.
Well, I know what Soren's next language is.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, stuff.
But,
What?
Just gonna spell it out in the chat for you.
It is so polyglot. It is. There we are. So it is the native language of the Isles, similar to Common, but spoken with more throat vibrations to carry further in the air. Notably, the language can be understood, but cannot be properly spoken through normal means. Isles natives have specifically developed vocal cords to be able to produce the 2 or more pitches used in the language.
Okay, then.
So you can understand it, but unless you are an Isles native, you cannot speak it.
I guess Thieves' Cant is the closest you can get to actually being able to speak it, then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a cousin language of polyglot, is Thieves' Cant, for those who can't actually fucking speak polyglot.
Yeah. All right.
I like the sound of that, actually.
Yeah. 7,000, we got a deal. Yep.
Right.
All right, well, let's come in and send them to the boathouse, and we'll take care of it for you. So, what he says is, come on and sail it into the boathouse, and we will take care of it for you. It'll take about 6 days for us to get that all squibbed up for you, and you'll be in and out of here before you know it.
Much
Beautiful.
obliged, my friend.
And you brought it up, Ebony. We are alchemists. We have transmutation magic. We can grow these vocal cords.
I actually do have this spell, vocal alteration.
Oh, even better. You can literally alter your vocal cords to speak it if you felt like it.
Yep.
Nice.
So, with that, you will have 6 days in Rickety Squibs to do as you please. So that will be for next time. We will start up events at Rickety's Squibs. But until then, we will see all of you next time on Pirates of the Red Isles.
Yeah.
Woo!
Later.
All right. Chapter 3 is up and coming.
Oh,
Beautiful.
It's time to buy new wardrobes and equipment.
Yep.
Woo!
So that will be.
Well, before we finish out anything with the leftover gold, assuming we just sell the rest of whatever's left, do we want to split that?
I was going to get to that.
Okay.
For now, no, you're good. You are good. For now, I'm just going to assume that we converted the rest of it into gold and pop that over here in the liquid assets tab. If we want to split that, or we can split it, or we can keep it for future alterations to the ships and fleet building and such. For now, we have 70 platinum, 1,112 gold, and 197 silver.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that, you are, as part of the hospitality of Rickety's Squibs, you are able to stay in the common area, free of charge, but you'll need to purchase any food or drink and equipment during your stay, as expected, probably. But yeah, you have 6 days worth of downtime to do what you will, and after that, we will have a new ship abound. So until then, thank you everyone for tuning in to Pirates of the Red Isles. I hope all of you have enjoyed the start of Chapter 3. Things are going to be pretty interesting once we get things going here, and hopefully you'll tune in for the next one. But until then, we'll see all of you in the next video. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to 2022, by the
Bye.
way. Hey, Happy New Year.
Hey.